Hi everyone, it's Adrienne from Planet Vintage Clothing, and I am back this week with another question designed to help you find out what your personal style is. Last week we talked about finding out what your favorite color is, because depending on your favorite color, it can tell you a whole lot about your personality. But this week, we're back with another question, and that question is, what is your lifestyle actually like? How do you live each day? Because realistically, if you have more of a country lifestyle, it's not going to make sense to have one pair of jeans and 5 different ball gowns. It just isn't. For me, I have a lot of boots, for example, because I do have that kind of lifestyle where I wake up in the morning, I go feed the chickens, and I feed the dogs, and I feed the cats, and then I come back in and I do housework, and then I post things online, and maybe go to the grocery store later. Even though the fantasy me, the real housewife of wherever me, goes to lunch once a week with her other fancy friends wearing 4-inch heels. Do I have a whole lot of 4-inch heels? No. I have some, but they don't get worn once a week. I'm mostly in boots. Do I feel like you should ignore your fantasy self? Absolutely not. I've heard a lot of people say that you should. You should be realistic with your wardrobe, and you should only have clothes that you know that you're going to use every single day. Well, I take a different approach. I say use the 80-20 rule. 80% of the clothes that you have in your closet, yes, you should wear most of the time. But there is room for your fantasy self. I want you to have room for your fantasy self, because if you don't make room for her, how can you become her? Even a little bit. So 20% of your wardrobe, I think, should be designated to that part of you that you want to be more often. Find out what you do. Sit down, go through your daily routine, figure out what your lifestyle is actually like, and then figure out how to dress for that part of your life, the 80% of your life, the 80% of your wardrobe, and then figure out the kind of life that you would like to have, the kind of life that your fantasy self has, and designate 20% of your clothing budget for that. There are little things that fit into the 20% that can transition into the 80%. You can tie a silk scarf around your neck if you're wearing a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and it's going to elevate your outfit. But sit down and figure those things out. What are those things that you may not wear all the time, but that you want to wear more often and that you can wear sometimes? So 80% of your clothing budget goes to what you're going to wear every day. 20% of your clothing budget is going to go to what your fantasy self is going to wear, what you would like to wear more often. Those are your questions. First question from last week, what's your favorite color? Second question from this week, what's your lifestyle actually like? And also, what's your fantasy self lifestyle like? Oh, let's go over what I'm wearing today. It is raining cats and dogs outside. I am more than likely not leaving my house. If I do, it will only be to go to the grocery store. So I'm spending all my time working in the house, but that's no reason not to try. So I have on a pair of sparkly lightning bolt animal print earrings that my mother-in-law gave me, because why wouldn't I be wearing a sparkly pair of animal print earrings? This is obviously jumpsuit day. It's kind of like a little military flight suit, jumpsuit kind of thing. I've left it unbuttoned. I'm wearing a flesh colored, for me, it's a brown tank top underneath, and I've got a nice sparkly little belt on here once again, just, you know, showing off a little bit, even though I'm probably not leaving the house. I get dressed for me. That's what you should do too. Get dressed for you. Forget everybody else. And then I, of course, have a watch on. I've got my Seiko, the little celestial theme. I love this watch, and it works really, really well. And I'm wearing a pair of boots, obviously, and they're suede, and I forget who they're by. Can I see? Mark Fisher suede boots. They're gray suede, very comfortable, and I love them, and they're great for running around. Maybe not the suede in the rain, but again, I'm probably not going out. So that's what I'm wearing. What are you wearing today? I want to know. So tell me in the comments, or I don't know, DM me, because I'm nosy. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'll talk to you next week, and I hope you have a great one.